Hey everybody, and welcome to day 2 of the May Painting Challenge. Tonight I got a little bit done, and not too much, but the night is still young. It's only about 12:30 in the morning, and I still have a number of YouTube videos to watch, so, a bit more time before I have to go to bed, and I can do a bit more work. What I did manage to do was put the flesh down on all of my samurai, and I'm going with Rin Flesh for a lighter tone. They're going to get their wash, the sepia wash, and then I will probably go over them with a slight highlight of Rin Flesh again, just to bring that light color back out. But we'll see exactly how the wash goes on. I also started this guy a bit further. I've got his kimono down, and I went with sulfuric yellow, which is a little different from the models that I'm actually taking my inspiration from, and which comes from a PDF that you can get from the North Star website. And these are just the studio models. I really like the way they look, and I'm doing this guy here, and I'm actually going with a much lighter kimono than he's got. So some of the colors will be different than what I'm using as my inspiration, but generally they're going to be taken off of this. So I will be doing the same pattern as he has on his kimono and his I forget what those sock things are, but yeah, I'll be using a very similar idea for the majority of these guys. Slight differences here and there, but same idea. Yeah, so that's it for today. Before I move on, a couple of things about my day 1 video. Number one, I mentioned Ringo Simpkins in my shout out, and I mentioned that he hasn't been doing a lot of hobbying lately. It's been more the train hobby, and I said that in a comment on his day 1 video, and he replied and said, no, he's actually hasn't done a lot of train videos lately. It's been Napoleonic videos. So I went back to his channel and I looked and I realized, yeah, I was wrong. He actually, most of his recent videos for the last few months have actually been Napoleonic videos. So yeah, sorry, I was wrong. And but I looked at the dates, and it turns out that most of those were posted during the time when my kids were sick on and off, and I wasn't doing a lot of hobbying, so I wasn't doing a lot of YouTube watching. So I did miss a handful of his videos, which I have to go back and catch up on. But it also tells me that there's probably a lot of videos that I missed out in the YouTube world, in the hobbying community. So I got a lot of catching up to do, I think. However, I'm so busy watching all of these May Painting Challenge videos that I don't know if I'm going to have time to go back. So I'm going to be doing some juggling and figure that one out. The other thing was, I don't know if I mentioned much about the War Machine Army that I was showing yesterday, the Mercenary Privateers. I was talking to Andrew, and the two armies that I picked up almost simultaneously were the Rulix and the Privateers, and I did show the bin that had the Rulix in it. He remembers that I was actually going to buy the Rulix, but they didn't have them available. So I went with my other option, which was the Pirates, and I did buy them very close together. But apparently it was the Privateers that were my very first army. So yeah, just wanted to add that. And it's really funny watching all these videos, all the day 1 videos where people are talking about their first armies, and like, wow, the clear majority are GW armies, whether it's 40k fantasy or Lord of the Rings, but the majority of models were or armies were GW, which is really cool. So it is nice to know that mine is a little different. I'm not that there's anything wrong with GW armies being your first. Like I've owned, and I still own, a number of GW armies, but it's interesting how many people got into it through, into the hobby through GW. It's crazy. Anyway, next up is my shout out for today, which will be Daniel Sprinkle, and for a couple of reasons. One, because it's a channel that I've been following for the last few months, and I really enjoy pretty much all of his videos and seeing all of the things he does. And two, he showed this model off as his original painted model, and I've got it, and I thought it was really cool because I just have this in the drawer nearby. I'm going to be painting this up for Andrew, along with some other Inquisitor models. Haven't gotten to them yet, but I will sooner or later. And it was just neat seeing this model in someone else's video, and you don't see these models very often, so that was just pretty cool. So my shout out goes to Daniel Sprinkle. If you're not following the channel, which you probably are, I recommend it. He's got a lot of great content there, and it's one of those channels where I quite enjoy his rambles and talks, and sometimes I just put the video on while I'm painting, and he's got some cool stuff that he talks about, and easy to listen to. So cool. So thumbs up for his channel. And to answer today's question, the very first model that I painted, what was it? Blah blah blah. It was actually a dwarf, but I don't remember what range it was from. It may have been some kind of Blood Bowl style dwarf, I think. Actually, that's what it was. This was back before. I think I was getting into minis. Maybe I was getting into Warmachine at the time. I don't know if it was before or after that. I hadn't been painting, that's for sure. The only thing I had tried painting before that was were scale models when I was younger, and whatnot. So this would have been about 10 years ago, and we were playing, I believe it's called 2000 AD. I think that's the original Judge Dredd miniatures game, and we were playing a campaign at a friend's house, and I was playing with a borrowed army, the Purple Pansies, because all the guys had purple pants, and they were punks, and what better name for a bunch of punks with purple pants than the Purple Pansies? And it fit the theme, and it was a great game. I really enjoyed the campaigning, and we did it for a while. And I had never painted my own models at that point, and so we had a hobby night, and I was able to borrow a dwarf, and I painted him up, and I don't know where he is right now. I'm not sure if my friend still has him. I could contact him and find out. Yeah, not long after that, or around that time, I probably had already bought my Warmachine army, and but hadn't painted. And then you saw yesterday there's not a lot painted for that army, or the Rulix for that matter. It wasn't until a few years after that when I started really getting into painting, and I think Malifaux was the beginning of my real painting side of my hobby. So I was really thankful that I actually got it, because now I love the painting, and I actually buy too much to paint, and I don't paint enough for my liking. But yeah, anyway, I think that's about it for today. So thanks everyone for watching. Hope everyone's having a great weekend, and keep those videos coming. And thanks. See ya. Bye.